Just get this into your head, boy. It was Bella that wanted you here, not me. I know you think this can work, but it can't. So the welfare people are coming on Friday. They're coming to get you.
I've seen kids moved from placement to placement. I've seen kids moved even on holidays. And then what happens is those foster kids, I lose touch with them because then they move out of town. And so not only did they change homes, but they change counselors and schools and everything else. It's so difficult. I always tell, every time I work with foster kids, I always tell their parents, if it gets bad, you call me. I'll make space the same day and we'll do whatever we can to get it going. One of my takeaways from that clip is just what a bright light this boy is. I am excited to do another one of these episodes.
Today we're gonna do Hunt for the Wilderpeople, which is one of my favorite films. It won 7 different awards. It was actually impossible to cut down the scenes because every single scene was so good.
You know, this whole series is about mental health. When I meet a client for the first time, I don't know anything about them.
That's true.
Kind of just
That's
like
true.
we're doing here. And so you're gonna introduce me to this family and then we'll just kind of flow with it.
We're
I
gonna
have
see that.
worked with hundreds and hundreds of kids in foster care.
You can call me Bella or Auntie if you like, even though I'm not your real auntie, but, you know, it's a bit less formal. Woo! You're a big fella. Who ate the guy who ate all the pies, eh?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not exactly
Yeah,
the
she
sort
does
of
that a few times.
best way to warm up.
Obviously, we've got a couple of things to talk through, Bella. Clearly, you've been briefed about his background and also his foster care history. Apparently, he's a bit of a handful, real bad egg. I mean, if you look in his file, you'll see that for yourself. We're talking disobedience, stealing, spitting, running away, throwing rocks, kicking stuff, defacing stuff, burning stuff, loitering, and graffitiing. And that's just the stuff we know about.
Angry
But
kid stuff.
hopefully, change in scene will help straighten him out. He's home now. He'll
Let's
be
send
okay.
him to the wilderness.
Okay, well, I
and
like your
maybe he
enthusiasm.
can't
Good.
get in much trouble.
Hey, it's a theory. And back there.
He wants to get back in.
This is your new home. Real piece of work, this one. Ricky. There's no one else who wants you, okay?
Oh,
Now,
come
Ricky,
on.
you know what the alternative is, don't you? Think you can make it work? Of course we can. We'll make it work.
Yes, thank
And
goodness.
she has
because-
such faith in him.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, I've been in this game a long time. No child left behind is our motto. Well, it's not, you know, the official motto, but it's definitely mine. Also, as part of the transition process, I'll be needing to inspect your property. Who's that Crocodile Dundee guy over there?
Oh, that's my husband, Hector.
Whoa, he's giving that pig a piggyback.
He looks a little scary, eh?
This little guy, God knows what he's capable of. Okay, he's all yours.
So
No
much
returns.
So much
negative
aggression.
talk. She's a little like kryptonite.
She's really rude.
What you want to do? You hungry? That's a silly question, isn't it? Look at you.
That's not right.
No, she's kind of struggling.
It's
She's
like
kinda
old school
struggling.
humor. That's something people used to do like when I was a younger adult. We've left that behind nowadays.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the heck is going on with that caseworker? What's going on there?
I mean, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of child protection caseworkers, and I find them to be mostly well-meaning folks.
Yeah, yeah.
However, it's probably a spirit-crushing job. I like to tell social workers, you know, I like to thank them for their service. Thank you for your service. I don't think people do that enough. It is such a difficult job. However, there's sort of a jaded thing that's
Yeah.
happened with the
It's
social
really
worker.
gross.
And it makes for good TV and good film because there's such a contrast there. So I think that when adults treat kids like a problem, they
They'll
become
embody
that.
that. They're like a sponge,
It's like-
you know.
right,
You tell a kid
right.
they're fantastic and they
Right.
have so much potential and they're so smart
Right.
and they believe you.
When I see the foster mom really genuinely tries to, seems like she's trying to use humor to connect. I like the idea of it, but I feel like it's an off kind of humor because who knows how sensitive that child is to his weight. He may have been through 5, 10, who knows how many placements. Let's jump into the next clip. And one of the themes that I'm going to watch for is this one, that interaction
Yeah.
between that
We have a
foster parent.
really cute next scene, actually.
Okay, let's do it.
Bacon, now you are 13 years old. You are a teenager and you're as good as gold. Ricky Baker. Ricky Baker.
Okay, super
Happy
cute.
birthday.
Also weird. Once rejected, now accepted.
That's endearing. And he loves it. That's the point.
Hooray!
He may have, he may be a kid that hasn't had birthday parties.
Pay attention to Hector and how he interacts with Ricky, because we're going to be talking about that a lot.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Uncle.
Feed him, clean up after him. He's yours. You're responsible.
This is the best birthday I've ever had. I think it's the only birthday I've ever had.
What are you going to call him?
I'm still thinking. Something fierce to reflect its true nature. Either Psycho,
Megatron.
What's a Tupac?
It's just really cool rapper, and he's like my best friend.
I like how they're letting him be a kid.
You're going to run away tonight?
Not sure.
No, it's cool with me. Just make sure you're back by breakfast.
Okay.
So happy we found you, buddy. Sorry it took so long.
Me too.
No,
Oh,
no.
she's all heart.
Not Auntie.
Sweet scene.
Sweetness. And we see that connection that he's able to build with her. We see that, she's quirky, but in that way she's authentic.
My experience with kids like this too is that we're seeing that nice interaction, but right under the surface is that fear that this is going to go away abruptly. And it could be that he's rejected, the dad doesn't like him anymore, the social worker has to move him to a different place because there's a new social worker or a new assignment, or that he's going to do something wrong. Unconditional love, if you're part of the family, most kids don't think, oh, my parents are going to send me away to another home where I've never met anyone.
Yeah.
Whereas a kid who's in foster care,
That's
that's
a
a
huge
fear that's
possibility.
in their mind or a
Yeah.
thought that's in their mind every minute.
It's in the
there.
background all the time.
It's there.
Do you think that Bella's radical acceptance of Ricky, how is that going to affect him?
I mean, I think this freedom that she's offering him to have a dog, to be out, to come back, is exactly what he needs. There's space for him. If she was trying to control him and direct him and keep him in a room, and I've seen all of these things in foster homes, what it seems like is she's all about connection. How does one parent a child who shows up at that age with all that baggage? It's the kindness really that leads, but also it's important to have boundaries and to set boundaries and to have a lot of patience. The sad thing about the counseling part, which that's obviously the field that I'm part of, is that this type of kid is way over medicated. And they go through all kinds of emotional hardships that even adults don't deal with.
Yeah.
And they're they don't have the roots.
Yeah.
Your parents are supposed
the
to be your
support
anchors.
system,
Right. They're supposed to be your anchors when you go through hard times. But when you're a kid who doesn't have parents and who bounces from parent to parent, this type of kid gets way overdiagnosed with serious mental health problems, way over medicated. And then they're put in counseling because they are ordered, but that's problematic as well. They come in often jaded because they worry that what they say isn't going to be kept confidential. It's going to get back to the social worker who has a right to ask. All these complicated things, which is actually why I love this piece, because here we're using the wilderness as therapy.
Read this out loud.
From the Child Welfare People. Mr. Heckner Faulkner. This is Paula Hall from Child Welfare writing to you. I'm sorry to hear about your recent bereavement. However, in light of the altered circumstances,
Bella passed suddenly.
the current situation regarding Ricky's care will have to be reviewed. As of June the 1st, I'll be taking him back into state custody until alternative arrangements can be made. Rest assured I am working tireless to find a new home for Ricky. You can expect a visit next week for Ricky's collection. Sincerely, Paula Hall, Ministry of Child Welfare.
So she's
Carol,
died.
they can't do that. Here now, it's my home.
Not anymore, it isn't. Not in their eyes. Not without a woman to run the show.
Hector can't read. That's why he had Ricky read the letter. He didn't know what it said.
Ricky, you're going to go back. You're going to stick it out in a new home, okay?
There's no way that's happening.
And I'm going to go bush. I'm going to disappear for a while.
Disappear. Yeah, that sounds more like me.
Both staring off into the bush.
Cute.
Sounds more like
It's
me.
cute.
Auntie Bella said you had to look after me.
Just give me some privacy.
A lot of times foster kids don't want to talk at all with their parents. This boy can't stop. I mean, that's all pretty cool.
She wanted to go to
She's
the
gone,
sky
okay?
place.
He's putting her ashes in a box.
It's life. One day you're here and the next you're in a bloody box. Just get this into your head, boy. It was Bella that wanted you here, not me.
Oh.
I know you think this can work, but it can't.
He's
The
quite
welfare
rough.
people are coming on Friday. They're coming to get you.
I've seen kids moved from placement to placement. I've seen kids moved even on holidays. And then what happens is those foster kids, I lose touch with them because then they move out of town. And so not only do they change homes, but they change counselors and schools and everything else. It's so difficult. I always tell, every time I work with foster kids, I always tell their parents, if it gets bad, you call me. I'll make space the same day. Don't send this kid, because it's called a 3-day or a 7-day notice. Don't put in a 7-day notice until you call me, and we'll do whatever we can to get it going. One of my takeaways from that clip is just what a bright light this boy is. He's reading this letter and it's never gonna work. His response after a sort of a pause is, so that's it then. I kind of didn't expect that, but now that I think about it, it makes total sense. He's heard that many times. My experience with these kids is this can really be unbelievably resilience building.
Everybody reacts to grief differently, and we see that, you know, Hector's reaction is to shut down and push away, and Ricky's reaction is to pull in. While Hector may not have necessarily been the one that he really connected with, this is his home now. That's what he's decided.
When you take on a foster child, that's such a big responsibility because kids get attached. And this is a great example of that. I mean, this uncle is struggling with that.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't read, he's not sure, he's got a letter, it's official, you know. I'm excited to see how things kind of continue to play out. Before we jump into the next clip, we are giving away collectible t-shirts, signed prints. Got to go to BestWayThrough.com. It's all part of our mental health awareness campaign. Go check it out. Link in the description. All right, so he's put a letter up.
Goodbye, cruel world. Burned myself to death in this barn. As you can see, if you look inside this barn.
So never do this. Never, ever, ever do this. What a brave kid.
Got his little backpack?
Really, this is about survival and about taking the steps that I need.
So it was more appealing for him to die and go live in the woods.
Right, this is sort of a creative way through this problem that he has, and he is obviously a very resilient kid, very confident.
Cinematic.
Yes, but to the kid that's been through all this and is feeling now so desperate that maybe burning the house down with them in it is something that they're thinking about. And you know, this speaks to what these videos are all about. We're having a conversation about mental health, that it matters. It's okay to feel that way, but that what we need to be doing is taking the right steps so that we don't harm ourselves. That's not the answer. They need to talk to somebody or reach out to one of the crisis lines.
But as we saw, Hector says, I'm gonna go live in the bush. So they actually run into each other very quickly, probably within like a day or two of Ricky being gone, and Hector falls and breaks his ankle. So it takes him a really long time to get back to the city. And when they finally get there, there's a wanted poster for Hector because he kidnapped Ricky.
Oh.
That's what it looks like. So they've been on the run now for 4 months.
Wow, long time.
Yep. This is a beautiful moment. No words shared. You don't need any.
So she's been with us the whole time, eh?
Yeah.
Well, pretty close to this guy up here. Thanks for bringing her, mate.
You know, Ricky cracks open Hector's loneliness, and then Hector is able to, give Ricky that sense of belonging. They're really doing something so meaningful for one another. Hector with Bella, Ricky with Bella, And now it's the two of them with each other. And she's there. You can see her in spirit, or you can see her in her ashes, but she's also not there. And I imagine she's looking down on that moment with a big smile.
So I've skipped a little bit of the scene just to make it a little bit more compact.
That's good.
But Hector's ready to give up. Look at this.
What do you think you're doing?
What do you think he's doing, Andy?
What do you think he's doing? Look, the caseworkers.
Andy,
You're not going anywhere. We stick together.
What, you're gonna shoot
What a
me?
kid.
do it.
Why would
You
she?
know.
We're family.
Ah, she drives me crazy.
Like hell. Go ahead, shoot me. Oh! You shot me!
I'm sorry. What's the next one?
I've got him! I've got the package! Well done, everybody! Now let's get this precious child out of here!
I'm sorry, Uncle.
I'm not your
She's
bloody
so-
uncle!
Hector Faulkner, you are under arrest. Whatever you do or say
confused.
will be used against you in a court of law!
Like, let the kid keep the dog.
Not realistic in this circumstance.
I know, but that's lame. It is lame. No response. No acknowledgement.
That's the end. I feel like that's not the end of the movie.
It's not.
Being in this business kind of jades me a little bit
That's
around
fair.
around films like this, because I know that it's not really very often the
Mm-hmm.
case, but I also don't find that behavior
It's not
funny.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, it looked more like Die Hard than it did, a kid's
Yeah.
social worker interaction. Again, not to undercut the seriousness. If the community is thinking this is a kidnap situation, you very well could see a lot of police presence.
Do you think he understands that? Because
I think what he understands is how important his relationship with Hector is. Even in this situation with guns pointed and all this other stuff, he's tunnel vision holding on to that relationship. It's weird because he's got a gun pointed at him, but it also seems very protective
Don't
in its
you
own
leave
way.
me.
Yeah,
You
almost
know?
seems protective of Hector in its own way.
Yes.
And he's learning to read.
Rising,
Good for him.
up.
I'm feeling that's not like a bird. I don't think this is a bird.
and he's got his dog back.
I wonder how that'll happen.
Do you want to know?
Let's tell me after.
How was jail? Did
How
you
was
shank
jail?
anyone?
Did you shank anyone? You watch some shows too.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I shot you. Sorry for what I said that day about you being a molester.
That really is enough. I'm getting uncomfortable.
I just got carried away being an outlaw. Had too much fun.
Been doing all right?
Yeah, I just had to stick it out in a new family for a year. I did. You'll like them.
So this is a year later.
Man, you'd love it there. There's heaps of room. They need some help on the farm. It's right next to the bush.
Look at life's changed.
And I also saved up and got this.
You want to find that bird?
Yeah, we'll be famous.
You're better off without me, mate.
You're better off.
Yeah,
without.
but I just thought that.
Shut down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Again.
Come on. Say something.
Give him a second.
Wait on. Got something to say.
Come on.
Me and this fat kid, we ran, we ate, and read books, and it was the best.
Was his haiku.
Beautiful.
It was the best.
Look, to tell you the truth, I can't stand it here. It's full of old people.
So, you're coming?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming. Wouldn't want a little twerp like you to get all the credit for finding a bird.
Yeah, but I've got one rule. You gotta let me call you Uncle.
You've got to still be my family.
Uncle. Yeah, I can stand that. I've got one rule too. Not allowed to shoot me.
I think that's a fair rule.
Did he say you're not allowed to shank me?
Shoot me,
Oh,
because
shoot
he
me.
shot him in the butt.
Okay. Yeah, no shooting. Oh, sweetness. And it makes me think that healing isn't always like traditional ways. Oh, I'm gonna go to church or I'm gonna go to a counselor. It can happen in all kinds of ways. Ricky found another stable home. He referred to them having a farm. And this is just what he needed. And I wouldn't be surprised that he's running one of those big buildings in the background in this clip, or he's an engineer, or
He's
is
a smart kid,
who knows
and now
what
that he
is.
has the
Yes.
support he needs,
Yeah.
he can just absolutely thrive.
One of the things for me as a counselor has always been that I meet kids like Ricky and I really like them. And then all of a sudden they're gone. At first it was really hard to almost like grieve each time a kid like Ricky came along and went. But what I learned to do was to see myself as having only just a short period in any one
And just
particular
to do as much
person's
as you
life.
can.
And just to be at peace with that. We have Uncle who played a really big role. We have Bella who played a role. And then, but they all somehow got Ricky to where he is here in this last clip. So let's talk takeaways. There was so much here.
So much
much
good stuff.
touching, so much just endearing stuff. You know, love doesn't have to come in just like perfect packages or in fairy tale ways. And I actually, for me, that's the second takeaway, which is belonging has more of a sort of healing effect than like systems. I mean, we see the systems here and they're like awkward and bureaucratic, but it's belonging, his sense of belonging and how she nurtures that. Super fun. So that's the end. That's the end for today.
You've got to smash the subscribe button.
Right. And like the videos. They help us. Remember, what we're trying to do here is, this is a mental health awareness campaign. We're trying to spread the word that mental health matters. We've got a website, BestWayThrough.com. We would love for you to go there. You'll see that we are doing some very cool giveaways. We've got some original art that we've put on some t-shirts. The artist has signed and numbered them. We would love to give them away. So last thing, before we go, I always like to remind people, the best way out is always through. So, last thing. Now I got spooked. Medic!
Sorry. Woo. Okay.
All right, let's try this last time. So, last thing.
Last thing.
Last thing. How does it go again?
Okay, I'm done now.
Okay.